Hey YouTube, welcome back. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so I thought I'd tell you a story today about relationships. So I have very specific feelings about the relationships in your life. I don't think you're obligated to be friends with anyone. I don't think you're obligated to see your family just because you share their DNA. I don't think because you started a relationship with someone, you have to stay in that relationship with them. I think if people are bad for you, you should walk away from them. And I think in business, that's more true than anywhere else. And I think when you're thinking of starting a side hustle, it's even more imperative to have the right people around you. So I want to tell you a story about one of the first businesses I started. It was a student news publication many, many years ago. I think it was 19 or 20 at the time. And I started it with two of my friends at university. And we all got into this business and this thing without really discussing our ideals. And we built this business, and the idea was really simple. We wanted to curate news from 10 different student campuses around the country and disseminate it. And this was way before there were things like Facebook everywhere and Twitter everywhere. So we set out to do this, and we built this business called Student Wire. And quite deep into it, about a year into it, I wanted to start making money off this platform, and my two other business partners and really close friends, they told me that they did not. They wanted to turn it into a non-profit or not-for-profit business. They didn't believe that you could make money and do good at the time. I'm sure that their ideals have changed since. And I did. I believe you can make money and do good. At the very least, you should make money first and then do good. That is a whole different video, so don't at me on that. But this was an impasse. We actually couldn't resolve this. So I stepped up and decided that I believed in this business enough to take it on myself. I put the relationships at risk. And to be frank, I don't think the relationships were ever the same, because I believed that this was the business model. This was the one that was going to work. And this is my ideal. And my worldview is based on the fact that good work deserves good pay. So I took the business and I walked away from the business partners and the friendships. And that's not easy to do. I'm saying it as if it was easy. It's not. But I think it's the right thing to do. I think that you don't have to stay in relationships just because you always were in the relationships. You don't have to be friends with people you always were friends with. You don't have to be in relationships with family members who are bad for you. I have got uncles who are horrific monsters. I have got friends who just were never really nice to me that I'm not friends with anymore. I've got family members that I don't see anymore because I don't see them, and the world pulls you apart. And that's okay. It's okay to change. You change and the world changes. And if people don't change with you, then maybe they're not the best people for you. So I've gone out of my way over the last 10 years to make sure that I am surrounded by the best people that I can find, the people that I want to be like, the people that I want to push me forward and along, and the people who challenge me and hold me accountable. They're not people who bring me down. They're not people who call me out on shit that they know that they shouldn't. They're people who make sure that they're giving me the best and that they're expecting the best of me. And I think that that is true for everything, that if you can surround yourself with that kind of person, the chances are you are better prepared to succeed. If you're building a side hustle and your partner is absolutely not in support of it, you are going to struggle to build that side hustle. If you are going into a business and your business partner and you are clashing all the time, that is not going to get better. If you're trying to work with family members and there is a power imbalance, that imbalance is never going to rectify itself unless you take a stand. Just because people share your DNA does not mean you should always be around them. Just because you have been friends with someone does not mean you should always be friends with them. You get to choose. You get to decide. It's up to you to curate the people around you. And I think that the more you do that, the more conscious you are of how people around you treat you, the better you're going to be in the things you try and do. So the goal for this week is to look at the relationships that are preventing you from being the kind of person you want to be. You just have to analyze them and decide if you want to stay in them. So go out, look at your friendships, make sure that they're the ones you want, and we'll catch you in the next video.